Welcome back to McKibben Hollow. My name is Sarah, and we've been on our land in Middle Tennessee for about 6 years now. And for the last 5 of those years, I have been a beekeeper. And so today I want to walk you through just a brief tour of my bee yard that I gave after I did a bee workshop here in town. So I hope you enjoy.
Hello, bee workshop friends. I'm taking these tools from our class yesterday back to the bee yard. I wanted to show you my apiary. So I just leave my tools out here. Oh, there's a lot of activity. So I don't know if you can see, I think you can. Okay, so here are my hives. And we've got activity coming. All my foragers are coming back this afternoon. So you can see them landing and going in and out. Some might even have, oh yeah, I see some pollen pants. See the pollen pants on that? So I'm not going to stand directly in front because all the foragers are coming back. I'm going to walk down the hill a little bit so I can get to show you the long laying. So this is my long laying that my husband built. And this is the active entrance here. It can house 2 hives, but I only have 1 in here now. So I gotta cover this up. There's a hole here. You can see who's coming and going from this side. See, they sent me, they know something's up. And I want to show you the inside. Well, I'm not gonna crack the lids because it's a little too chilly still yet for me. But let me show you the inside. Okay, so my husband built this long laying. It holds deep frames and it holds 28 across and also has a feeding section in it. I'm not suited, so I'm not going to crack the lids, but I did want to show. See, here's my cinnamon where I keep the ants out. So I spray the cinnamon when I winterize. And it has these ventilation holes that he built in, but you'll notice that the bees covered all of those up with propolis. So all of these edges here have been sealed. And this right here is my divider. So this is a solid piece. So these 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 are empty. And my hive, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a feeding because there's another solid here. So these 4 here are where my current hive has overwintered. Again, I'm not going to crack it because I'm not suited up. I'm just out here to show you what the hives look like and what the inside looks like. So what I do, I take my hive tool and pop these off. Usually the honey frames are on this side, and then the brood and most of the laying happens over here on this side here. And then this one, like I said, is a little feeding area if I need it. But I actually don't think I've used it in several years now. But it is there should you want it. So this is the long laying. And then to show you the stand that it's on, you know how I like raised hives. So he's got 2 cinder blocks down, and then we took a deck down, and so we just used this piece of Trex on top, and then we actually had to add this little extra piece just kind of hanging off because I caught too many swarms last year, and so this little extra piece was added on. So they sit at about the right height. This hive is the only one that doesn't have a deep box. I still have to get that from Adam and Leslie because I only had a medium at the time when I caught that swarm. And so probably in the next couple of weeks when I go in, I'll transfer this medium into a deep and then just leave a medium on top and see how we're doing. The other thing you'll notice is that most of these aren't painted, and that's just because I think I got the equipment and just like used it immediately to kind of transition. So I did have those big deep boxes, which I really like to have for brood. So So this is the McKibben Hollow Apiary, and we've got activity out of all the hives, which brings me so much joy. And I'll likely go in when it gets into the 70s next week and crack the lids on all of these and see what we're looking at and who might need more supers. So the spring is here.
When we take a look at the bees coming in and out here as the foragers are coming back, you see that small piece underneath the entrance that looks like a perforated edge. That is a actually it's an old yard sign that I use to block off the winter winds underneath the hive. So only a few of my hives have that. Some of them have solid bottom boards at the end, but I do put the ones that don't have solid bottom boards and just have like that hardware cloth. I do put a yard sign or some sort of covering so that the winter wind doesn't get in there when the hives are overwintering. And just a quick peek at our water source here. This bird bath I fill up and keep that filled regularly so the bees have water in order to make all their good honey. As you heard earlier in the video, several of my boxes haven't been painted, and so I have a big goal this year to take off my equipment and paint it before I put it back on. So that you can see here, I've done some inspections since the initial tour, and I've added a couple of supers here. I actually am in need of a deep box in order to get the deeps painted. So the idea is that I'll take a deep off, paint that box, put it back on the next one, take that box, paint it, so on and so forth, so that I can get all of my equipment painted before the end of the year. A couple of things to add. This is actually the second place for my apiary. In my first year of beekeeping, I had read that they needed full sun, so I put them out in our back field, and that was terrible. So this is actually a better place for them. They get morning sun like they're supposed to, but then they also get some afternoon shade, about 3 or 4. So there's trees kind of overhanging. And I found the bees have been so much more happier because they have that shade and it's not sort of a blazing Middle Tennessee heat sun on them all day long. So I find that to be something, as you're thinking about where to put your bee yard, just sort of note where you might get some afternoon shade. It provides a little bit of relief for them. I also make sure that I have rocks on the top of each of the hives just because of where they sit at the top of the hill, so they get a little bit of a windbreak, but then also kind of keep the lids on in case we have pop-up thunderstorms. And the last thing I would say is that as you're starting your beekeeping journey, there's so much to learn. Every single season, I learned something new about the bees, about keeping them properly, about making all sorts of mistakes. And so I would really highly encourage you to reach out to your local beekeeping association, your local bee club, go to some meetings, find a local bee mentor. That has been an absolute game changer for me. I lost both of my first hives within the first 3 months. And so I got a local bee mentor and started working in his yard, in his apiary once a week, and sort of learned about what healthy hives look like. And that just changed my entire way that I beekeep. I owe so much to Mr. Bill and his sweet wife, Colleen. I have learned so much from them, and it's just kept me wanting to know more and wanting to be better as a beekeeper. Thanks for joining me for a brief overview of the McKibben Hollow Apiary and some tips that I've learned over the years of beekeeping. Like and subscribe for more bee content. Thanks for watching. Till next time.